town council, the settlement, let's go back real quick to tab number 3. Okay. And if you look, the agreement, the second page, number 2, it's signed by, at the time, Administrator Hamilton. But that has to come, you're saying that went before the council, that agreement went before the council, and the council approved that agreement? Is that what you're saying? Because if they didn't, then that agreement is not worth the paper it's written on.
So to go back to the first page of the memo, actually go back to the vote, I guess, is where...
I know, but with the agreement that you keep referring to, is that agreement voted on and passed by the town council?
Yes. So the agreement, so the question I think that you're posing is, I guess, maybe one with respect to timing, but there's clear authority to settle. So there's an actual vote, it's recorded in the minutes of the June 7, 2010 meeting to settle the DCF, the predecessor interest appeal. So there is a vote by the town council to settle. And quite frankly, in practice, I all the time settle agreements upon authority conferred upon me by my client. I think the town, just as any other party, can do the same thing. Vote to settle in accordance with terms and authorize its agents to go about and settle a matter on terms.
So the final, if I'm correct, right, the final agreement would have had to come before the council for approval, correct?
Practice. That's not the arguments that we told practice.
And that didn't happen.
So if we go back, we go back to the meeting minutes that which reflect that there was a vote. So to say that there wasn't a vote on the settlement agreement, I think that would contradict the meeting minutes. So I can't say that there's not a settlement agreement. That's what the meeting minutes explicitly indicate, that there is a settlement agreement. And then the memorandum itself, which is signed by multiple town officials, indicates in the highlighting there, that the council voted to approve the settlement proposal set forth and discussed in executive session, and then it references the vote that took place on June 7th. So the memorandum indicates that this is the terms which were voted upon.
My question to you is, because as I read the agreement, or not the agreement, the proposal by Mr. Kelly, it sounded to me more that there was a credit that was approved for the past billing, and has that credit run out, and therefore that's why we're at this present billing?
No, if you look at the tab 5, it shows actually both the credits and the billing. So they exist. They exist in parallel. So it's not a case of one versus the other.
So on page 19 of the appeal by Mr. Kelly, when relief requested, it says consequently the $361.11 per unit charge should be adjusted to $175.40. Is that the credit he was looking for?
So with respect to the operation of the credit, and so I can show you on the tab 5 where you can see the operation of the credit and the billing, and they operate on different terms. So they're.
But I'm wondering, is that what they approved? The agreement to give the credit, not necessarily change the terms?
The agreement is to give the credit. But if you go back to the actual settlement agreement, it speaks to two different practices. So and if we go to the actual term, so go to tab 3, the credits only concern fiscal years 2011, 2012. So that's terms 1 and 2. And then you can see in the billing sheet the application of those credits, but a separate issue is changing the actual amount, the actual units that we built. So if it was just a case of credits, you wouldn't have the actual figure changing with respect to the bill that's issued. So if you look on the, and I can show you if you want, just by way of example. So on the agreement itself, sorry.
No, that's fine.
So on the agreement itself, so there's the credit issue terms 1 and 2, but then term 4 speaks about issuing bills thereafter. So that speaks immediately from, so this paragraph 4, which is at issue, it speaks about immediately changing the bills that would be issued from that point on. And you can see that reflected in the actual bill. You can see the credits being applied in 2011 and 2012, but you also see simultaneously a change in the actual amount billed itself. And you can see the credit applied thereunder. So you have two terms operating parallel in conjunction. They're two separate terms. So the credit issue does not in any way modify the change in billing to 9 EDUs. So if you look,
So there's a question with the sewer commission that this was the assessment and not the use charge.
so the bill that I'm showing you is just the sewer use.
Point of process.
I'm sorry?
Point of process here.
Councilwoman McGee.
It's not appropriate and.
I
Do you
guess
mind
I'd like
identifying
to.
yourself for the record, please?
Yes, I'm a partner of Tom's at Hinckley Allen, an attorney on this matter. Excuse me, my name is Robin Main. This is a point of process here that's inappropriate for the conduct of an appeal.
I would just like to
Can
know
I
for the
object?
record, say, council member, sorry, I can't see your, council member McGee, just putting for the record, had a conversation with a member of the audience outside of the record for the hearing of the council.
And that's exactly wrong for what reason? Councilman McGee spoke with someone in the audience, and that's exactly wrong for what reason? Solicitor, could you turn your mic on? What reason are you saying that's wrong, a councilman can't speak to someone in the audience?
I think it's out of earshot of the formal process that is going on right now.
Okay.
So this isn't sitting as an open hearing, it's an appeal. It'd be, quite frankly, the same thing as a judge walking in and talking to some random member of the audience about what was going on. It's not evidence before the tribunal. I'm just noting for the record. So back to the simultaneous operation of the credits in the billing, you can see where the credits are applied either as transfers or abatements, but the actual charge itself changes, and that's significantly, paragraph 4 shows the change to 9 EDUs, and that amount being applied to the actual bills themselves. So this entire billing summary record is just with respect to sewer use.
Attorney Pagliarini, earlier on you mentioned a memorandum that you handed out in the packet. I believe the date on it is 10/1/2010, is that correct?
Yes.
You also made a statement that multiple town representatives signed that memo. If I
Yes.
flip to the second page, we have the town administrator signing it, and we have the then solicitor initialing it. You know, multiple is more than one, I get it. But it almost, when you said that, I was looking to see how many people in town actually, how many elected officials and people with decision-making authority signed that. So in essence, there was only one with decision-making authority to sign it.